Hello. You hear that rain and wind? It's a storming. And I'm stranded in the little chicken shed. I've decided a bit on a whim to start a new series, which will be chicken enclosure improvements. And this is episode 1. It would have been good if I'd realised that actually building the chicken enclosure up to the point it is now would have been a good series, and would have been good to film and document and stuff, but that's alright, we're jumping in part way through. I'd like to take you on a historical tour. However, the rain is a bit of a problem, because I have a feeling that this camera that I'm speaking to you through has no waterproof abilities at all. So I will, while it's raining, I'll take you through the inside of the very small shed that I'm in. Okay, let's have a look. We've got these crates with a bit of hay and straw to try and be a bit comfortable, but normally they're just like sleeping in the corner over here, just on the ground, so not sure what that's about. Got these 4 crates, and then there's another 4 just over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, the rain's a little bit off. Half of the chickens were sleeping in inside this gazebo here, but oh, got some water on the camera. Yeah, they were sleeping in that gazebo, but as you can see, the top of it here has ripped a hole in the fabric, so now it's flat and there's no actual inside. So in a minute I'm gonna have to take that down, and maybe I'll sew on a patch and then reinstall it, or I might just have to buy a new material cover. So what I've done just recently is I've installed this 2 bits of my favourite type of pallet, and then this old thing which is round, and I'm hoping that instead of perching inside the gazebo there, they'll be comfortable enough in the shed perched on this. And then hopefully all the chickens will be in together instead of half and half. It'd be good if they were friends. Here's 2 that have decided to be with me, but the others are out. The others are out in the weather, having a miserable time, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know that there's much else to tell you while it's raining. I guess I'll show you what we got outside the shed here. We've got these sheets of corrugated iron. They came off one of the sheds, and then we've got these posts holding them on, and then up here across there's chicken wire, which is hard to see, and this has fallen over in the rain, and that's the divider, where if we put that up we can have the enclosure in 2 halves, so then we can leave the door open, and little Paul here, little Paul Panther the rabbit, is can't escape. I think that's all I can show you. I'd like to go back inside the house now. Finally stopped raining. It's still very windy. I need to take down this gazebo and we'll see if the chickens like their new perch in the shed. I hope so. They got no other option. Okay, that's that done. We've got the chickens already trying out the new perch, which is good. And there's no food in there, but they're still trying. Some of the others don't know what to do. We've also got these two kennels here that they usually lay their eggs in instead of in the shed in the basket, so they spend the night in there, or maybe in here with Paul. Look at little Paulie. That's Brett. Oh. Yeah, nothing too exciting yet, but big things to come. It's the next day. With the chickens. Yeah, I'll show you around and give you a bit of a history of what we've done so far and what I plan to add to the next stage. It all started with me taking this little door off of the chook shed, which is at the back there. But it used to be down here, and that there's the next project series, I think. As I said yesterday, these bits of metal came off of the shed that was in the fire, and so they're buried a little bit under the ground, and then lined with rocks to prevent anything outside digging in and the rabbits from inside digging out. Through the door, we're now in the first half, which isn't all that exciting, but this was originally all there was, and yeah, we had this little shelter and the two kennels and these two things, and then we built this little one. And at that stage we only had the 3 chickens and 3 rabbits, of which only Paul Panther has survived. She's in the back half here somewhere. The next thing that happened was we brought the shed from down there to up here, and then I put in more metal around here to make a double the size, or over double the size of the enclosure. Yeah, and that was ready for the next lot of chickens. So I'm not sure if they used this that I built yesterday. I assume they slept somewhere. So that's what we've got so far. Got a few different plants. We've got the grapes climbing in the chicken wire along the side there, and 1 and 2 roses, a small fig tree, whatever this is, some grass, and yeah, that's what we got so far. So I'll go through my plans for the next stages. This bit of timber here is holding up the divider between the two halves, and I've got a few more of these. I pick them up from time to time in Mount Barker, and so my idea is to put in a few more posts and then use these as a roof, as beams, and then run some chicken wire or maybe fruit tree netting over the top to be a bit of a roof over this whole thing, and just make a happier home for the chickens and rabbits. Okay, I'll just show you actually a few of the issues. You can see here I've used star droppers to hold up the fence where I'll have to put in some posts instead for the strength, and I may be able to use trees, but we do have a few more of these permanent posts. By just replacing the star droppers with the posts, it's not good enough because it's too far away. It's just a little bit short, and they're all about this size. So we're going to need to dig a lot more holes and have more posts. Yeah. What else? We've also got this this tank here that we will put next to the shed to collect a bit of water. So we'll have to put the gutter back on the shed for that. This is the little pig shed. This is where I store all of the pallet wood that I use, or at least plan to use for different projects. So I'm just going to grab them and head on up. Here they are, brought them up from the pig shed. We've got 7 here and the one already inside. That's not going to be enough to go the whole way around, so I'm going to have to go scouting for more of these. We do have some other timber that came with the new sheds that we're going to be putting up, and I might be able to use some of that, but it's better to get it for free and then use those for the sheds if we have to. Yeah, I think that's it for this introductory episode. If I can't find any more of these, then I'll be cutting down more trees and using them, but I'd rather use old dry stuff and save the trees for other things. Yeah, but I think that's it for this introductory episode. I will see you in the next thing. I was told that I should shout out my patrons at the end of every video, and maybe that will encourage one or two of you to then become my patron as well. So thank you to Adam Parker, Heather Day, Patrick Mead and Dimity Elix. We look forward to having new people in the group and joining in the discussions on my poetry and videos. Don't feel like you have to. Everything's still for free. Alright. I realised maybe some of you would like to be introduced to all of the chickens and rooster and rabbits. So that's what I will endeavour to do now. This is Mona and Brittany. This is Ian. This is Jermaine. This one here is Deanna. Here's the two rabbits, they're having a kiss. That's Paul Panther and Snail Lathan. This one here is Barbara. This one here coming up is Flo. This is Brett. This one here in the Agapanthus. This is Carol Brown. This one here is Loretta. That's Mona again. And this was Fran, but I think we recently renamed her something else, but I don't remember what it was. This chicken here is Tessie. And this one is Fran. Is the rooster, also known as Popcorn. What do you think, Tess? I don't think I've missed any. If I have, I'll tally it up while editing and throw in a photo or something of whichever one I missed. Alright, bye. To